Pew. There were some changes that came through.
Yeah. I mean, listen, that update, this is the map that changed the most, right? When we talk about adding some spawns, really what you're looking at here, pay attention to P2 and P3, where it was the much closer spawns, you'd spawn side door P2, and it would just be headbanging back and forth. You're spawning across the map now. So you have an opportunity here, if you're a FaZe spawning on the good side, you're going to see some scores that are ugly after P2 and P3. I'm talking 100 to 20, 120 to 10. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I think what was interesting, you kind of heard the devs talk about it, you know, FaZe haven't shown a ton in the hard points in the sense of they won 3 Karachis, an invasion. You haven't seen them on sub-base yet, but just talking to the coaching staff and the team, they were a very good sub-base team, even though you haven't seen it in an official match. They like it even more after the changes. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. But we'll see here in map 1, and this is probably a good test for them. Just want to get reps. You know this team's always been with Crowder. Like, they want to get reps. LEG is a pretty good sub-base team. Test themselves out a little bit.
Yeah, you see what LEG's doing. They're trying to push through that top side of your mini-map with that first kill, and that's going to spawn Cellium out. Drazah's going to pay attention as soon as Cellium gets that spawn. They know they're pushing over towards this top 3, controlling Catwalk, Diamondcon all the way on through. There's kind of split spawns, but P2 control over to Atlanta Faze. Diamond's waiting for his teammates, but that is to be read by Simp. And yeah, I mean, you know, some teams look at map vetoes like we have to win every single game. FaZe has always been a little bit different. We can experiment. Let's play everything.
Yeah, typically, I mean, well, when I talked to Crowder like last year, like he thought what screwed them up in champs was their map pool. It wasn't wide enough. And usually the team that are the best at the end, Joe, are what? They've got the biggest map pool. They're solid across the board. They can win when it comes to your vetoes. And, you know, looks like they're trying to get back to that with this new squad here with Drazah in the mix. But so far, so good here from Atlanta Faze. P2 on lock. They've got Gorillas in a vice. Maybe Estriel with his 2 picks, they can find an opening here on the hard point. Only 20 seconds left to go, Joe.
Yeah, but you have a chance if you are LEGs. Now, spawning out is Atlanta Faze, and now look at the minimap. This is where you need to pay attention. Where number 8 just spawned, where aBeZy just spawned. That didn't used to happen. You would spawn like P5, you just jump in the window. We get right back to it, but that does not happen with this new update. Everything kind of slows on down. Even just the pace of this sub base for us 2 older guys, it's much easier to catch. But you have a 20-point lead, but LEG, this is a great job. And if you lose that P2, you get spawns for P3. But now they had to deal with this break opportunity here for FaZe.
No, listen, my least favorite thing as a commentator has always been the maps where it's like, I'm getting hyped over a 3-piece or a 4 down, and it doesn't matter. And that's kind of what this sub-base was at times. So now with the spawn change, there are going to be much more influential kills. But we'll see what Fame and company can do. We're going to swap right over to Estriel. Lovely shots there into Drazah. The pick through, the trade through. Out of the hard point, they go for a second from the top rope. It's Diamondcon, and Joe, Diamondcon's been really great for this team so far.
No, yes, he's been like the #1 player stats-wise. I mean, there was all sort of the LAG, you know, transition after the first event at Pro-Am last year. It was kind of everybody but him got at it with Arcitys. But people are like, Diamondcon, he's been insane in challengers these last couple of years. He needs his chance, and he's showing out. We saw him in Cold War. Even the 1 stage with New York, they played really, really well with him. He's just been in some tough situations.
He has. It's exciting to see him back in it. Now, what can these guys do? They've got a narrow lead. That's going to disappear, though, in a matter of moments. There, the lead change comes in. FaZe now back out in front. So the pressure to Diamond and Assault here at the edge to try and win the fight. It's going to get the trophy out of the mix. Maybe some added utility to go through. 1 trade in, but you still have Cellium set up. Nice shots from Estriel. Nice shots. That's a big play. It's a big opening. Into the hard point they go. But Estriel picking Cell off the heady. Maybe the biggest kill, but unfortunately the close spawns there for FaZe. You're able to battle right back through. Maybe create a little bit of chaos there for a moment if you're Gorillas.
Yeah, but right away they realized no trophy, right? They took care of that trophy. They're going to nade Simp. Now try to find this last kill on aBeZy. They do just that. So still a very close game as the rest of FaZe trying to pinch through. Was Cellium through that server room towards the middle of the map. P5 about to spawn on up. And Cellium, he's trying to flip these spawns. For the next half of this game, the pistol goes for the reach out, does get taken down. But look at Fame here. Might be the 1 player to deal with this. And does. Takes down aBeZy. Does he expect Drazah? Not so much.
And what's been interesting about this FaZe team so far, I know we haven't seen them on sub-base in official matches, but where we've talked about this team for so long, Joe, it's been what? Like, I'm from MW 2019. Great at breaking, not so great at holding. Great at breaking, not so great at holding. It's been frustrating to watch them at times. So far this year, they've been great at holding, not so great at breaking. It's like it's flipped on its head.
Yeah, it could just be the nature of the game, right?
True.
Some of the maps that you are playing, you don't have as many break opportunities. you need some nades to come in. But yeah, obviously, it's definitely going to be something they're always strong.
It's just interesting because it's been the opposite for so long.
I think if you had a more sub meta, you have aBeZy and Simp on your team, you're probably going to break a couple more hits.
True. That's a very good point. And we'll see how this title maybe changes over time. Yeah, it's been very, very AR heavy, that's for sure. But listen, FaZe let this one through knowing Guerrillas would be a test. This has been their best hard point. Curious to see how both would look after the changes. And right now it's Guerrillas. They've got the lead. They're looking strong. And this is one, you really flip this series on its head if you're able to get a win here in the map one. A lot of pressure on Guerrillas. Because so far, I mean, your losses have been, they're tough ones, man. You lost to Ultra, you lost to New York. You lose the FaZe, I mean, it's about as good as looking at 1-3 as it can be.
Yeah, tough schedule. Nestral right now, 15-7. I mean, he's been great in control, not so great in hardpoint. I think he's, what, a top 3 damage dealer in control so far, but in the league, but now really bringing it here on this sub base. You can see the way FaZe is playing it right from the start of that P1. I mean, just playing very passive, but basically what happens, you hang on to the hill, and now you're able to push on through LAG. They are up just about 50 points. Let's go to Elicit with the Guerrillas.
Bullet out of right, either front flat.
Alright, I'm just living.
Top me two, Top class and ult. Wait. He's on snow.
He's absolutely.
He jumped out dark.
P5.
P5 on me, P5.
I'm trying to step.
He's P2 plus. P2
top of me. I'm one shot. And coming back. All good. Fair time here.
Yeah, I'm
all good.
P5 out pipes.
Alright, I'm trying to
pipes together.
Yeah. Pipe, P tank. I'm twice. I'm saying
Heard.
Yeah, John,
I'm gonna go right now.
Stun him.
That's a job.
Top P2 windows.
I don't see P2 windows channeling. Yeah, I don't see P2 channeling.
Let me
I'm hitting him.
He's top P2 window. Jump down.
Choke pisted.
Deep left flame.
Heard.
He's low secret. Let's go. Top P2 window still, right? Kill him.
Heard.
Secret last one. Frame me out.
On the left side.
Nice guys.
You
gotta be your outer. You look at OE mid.
Watch your what?
Yeah, OE mid.
I got naded.
I'm looking at it.
Dom's dead. So we got a window dead.
I'm out mid, okay?
Step, I can help you. I'm trying to start. I got you. I'm trying to start.
He could be laying down on top. Yeah, he is. Crossing pipe. They're crossing pipe.
Right on me.
I believe it was Diamondcon at one moment in that, just kind of a frustrating situation. He was sort of like, we're all good, guys. All good. Stay calm. Leads to a great break.
Yeah, they did that first kill, P5, on the Simp, and then after that, they just get right into the window. They're able to break it. Now you have this lead, and the pressure is on FaZe. But maybe it's that pressure that they need. That is going to be 3 dead. And P3 over to Atlanta Faze. This 40 seconds gets them right back in the game. That was a chance, potentially, to close out this map. We're getting pretty darn close if you were LAG. Estriel, Diamondcon putting up some great stats. Nice teamwork, good comms, calm communication out of LAG.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. But this, you gotta think now with the changes, you're gonna have more ample opportunity for some swings, right? Like with the old spawns, there weren't a lot of chances for like 100-point rallies, like with the way that it played. Now, yeah, you can put teams in the blender. When you talk about being able to just absolutely annihilate people, that also means there is opening for wild point swings. But the way this looks right now, not gonna need any crazy ones. It's gonna basically be a tie game at the end of this. Now with the read in the corner, it will be Drazah. Read to the other side once again. To Drazah, just trying to get the gunfight when he's gonna chow with the pistol, able to take it. He's got one more here to deal with. Trophy out into the point, nearly able to get to the box corner, but can't quite get there. Diamondcon with 2 big ones. Make it 3, Diamondcon! Lighten them up in the hard point, taking the trophy out as well.
Yeah, not shooting the bodies, just taking out the trophies. That is very important to deal with those lethals and tacticals coming into play. But again, yeah, Drazah is hoping that he gets that break. He's trying to get onto that hill, but Diamondcon goes big.
There's got to be a trade there, right? There's got to be a trade there.
You're hoping for at least one. Now you have 3 dead yet again. LAG trying to get to that 200-point club now. A 5 spree for Diamond. He's up to 25-13. Yeah, FaZe spawning out. Not where they want to be. You see Assault. He's cutting off that OB. But they're going to try to flip for this P5, going to that P1. But LAG in firm control. There is that cruise.
What a sequence here from Diamondcon. Yeah, the streak now to work with over the 215-point mark. Next hard point and getting ready to pop. All the pressure on FaZe now for a break. And a hold. If they're able to get set up inside, just looking for the kills on the outskirts, they're able to do that so far if you are FaZe. That'll be 3 in a row. Estriel not quite able to finish the kill around the edge. So now FaZe will be inside. Now it's going to be the streak. I think I saw a trophy in the point, so I believe you're good on that side. Let's get the land at top. Trophy not going to matter. Hits the roof, takes the player out of the point. The pressure to Faze once again to get in, which they're able to do. Now they look to hold Joe.
Yeah, as soon as you got into that cruise, though, you had I think aBeZy found a kill. Another Faze player finds it.
Tough timing, right?
Yeah, it's just a tough time. Those players get aggressive, but it's not with the cruise. Maybe it's just with the gunny. They did a little map control off of that. Now you're in the hill, up to 223. Just fighting for map position. Cellium up top 3. Trying to lock this down with Drazah, who's up top Snow, and there's going to be that mid-map control. So not out of this quite yet.
Now we're in that conversation of these clutch moments that Faze struggled with a lot last year and over the past couple of years. They've been very good this year. The close moments, they've stepped it up where they would falter before. Another chance here for a big clutch from Atlanta Faze, but down 20. Still the pressure on them to make the play.
Yeah, you might need that. I mean, you need a couple of kills, but they're looking for Simp. There is the trade on out. And I thought with the 2 kills, maybe the map control, the map positioning would flip on its head, but it does not. It's clutch kills on a Faze. aBeZy now on the point. Fame locking down this heading, getting that info. But you can just tell just the way this game has slowed down. How does LAG want to move on forward? Maybe it's a breakthrough this side of the map, and that's going to be it. They're going to try to push through P2.
Here they go. Faze 3-0 and hard points decided by 30 points. Those close ones they've been able to take, but Assault wants no part of it. Through with 2 kills, hit the 230 mark, up 7, contested the point, but Faze able to get back in behind the kill from Simp. Now 10 seconds to go. We take a look at the other side of the map on the minimap. You see number 5. It's going to be Drazah looking to make the play. It's Cellium with the pick out front. Now big draws looking for the opening. Next hard point ready to pop. Draw's going to get the kill. Able to do so.
Yeah, you had Drazah just kind of lurking and waiting. LAG didn't know he was there. Still, though, the players to the front did that break. Now, Atlanta Faze with the lead. Those clutch kills coming in. Then it's going to be a 3 dead, and you see where these spawns. Now you cannot get staggered. You have to slow down here if you are LAG. It's going to be difficult to do, but now you got to go as a squad, but that might just be it. These new spawns, they help Atlanta Faze behind the break. There's one more push. Not going to be enough, Atlanta Faze. They clutch up in map 1.
Once again, the clutch gene is there. Atlanta Faze now 4-0 in hard points, decided by 30 points or less. It is something they have struggled with year after year, but so far, so good in those big moments. They close it out, and I guess it was a test we were looking forward to. We didn't know if Subbase was going to make it in. Just because Faze hadn't played it yet. Guerrillas look solid on it. We weren't really sure. The changes that came in, it gets in, and it's a banger here for map 1, 250 to 230. Joe, what pops out on the stats page?
I mean, nothing. I mean, you know, there's not much that really stands out. I mean, 5,700 damage from Simp, right? He continues to have his stellar year, but with a game as close as that, obviously on the other side, Fame 15 and 27, but it was Estriel and Diamondcon, what they were doing early on. Yeah, I think the one thing that stands out to me is just kind of maybe that P1, P2 at the end right there. LAG had a couple of chances where maybe you put more pressure just on the P1 and get some time. Instead, they really focus on the P2 rotation, but it's just a break from Atlanta Faze that wins them the game.
Yeah, and listen, the combo may change, but it's kind of hard not to gas Simp right now with the way he's been playing. I mean, I think the number, that's not the same as pubs for you guys watching at home. 2KD. Listen, we're talking about the esports side of it. Usually, a 1.2 in a mode's like good. That's very, very good.
Oh, it's very good.
Very good, yeah. Which sounds maybe kind of not great if you play pubs, but in this, with the level of players you have, 1.2 is fantastic. He's the only player in the league right now that has a 1.2 in every single mode. Hardpoint, control, search. Just dropping 1.2s. That is very, very impressive. Now, it's early in the year, but so far it seems like this meta, this game, he's feeling himself.
Yeah,
Guy's back in his bag.
Yeah, I mean, running the, kind of being that flex player, right? That MCW, running that 3rd one or the 2nd sub, depending on the hill. He just seems very comfortable in this title. But LAG, they came out swinging. It was kind of right around here, where you have this extra time, and I don't know, it just, they put some pressure on here early in this P1, but they give up that break. Drazah, he stayed alive the entire time in the back, or right through the middle of the map. Goes Atlanta Faze, they get that break, and then you saw those spawns come in. It's deep, and if 1 or 2 players just gets caught in the middle of the map, that entire push is staggered. It's difficult to break that P2.
How big of a deal, I mentioned sort of the clutch thing throughout the course of the end of that one. You were very frustrated watching Faze at times in the past couple of years, and they crumble in those big moments in hardpoint. I know it's only like 4 times, it's early in the year, but how big is it like mentally just to win some of those clutch maps early on in a title?
I mean, I think it helps, but I feel like this title just kind of has those situations.
A lot of close games.
Yeah, I think really what we're touching on is you're hearing scrim results, you're hearing these guys are blowing people out of the water, and then you're watching it's like 250 to 240 every single time. You're like, yeah, this doesn't look like a team that's actually dominating. They should be the #1 team in the league. But yeah, I think this title, yeah, you're clutching on up, but feels like those close games are going to happen no matter what.
It's just been like every series has been close. Like we were trying to figure out where like tier rankings go. I'm like, my mind changes every day.
Yeah. Still not even a Major 1 yet. It's okay.
Yeah, no, we still have a lot to learn. That's for sure. Teams are going to get a lot better or a lot worse as the year goes on. We'll see. There'll be a lot of team changes to come through, I'm sure.
Game changes, meta changes.
Yeah, lots of changes. Listen, if that's one thing Call of Duty has very different than other esports with a different title every year is change. That is probably the biggest synonym to go with Call of Duty esports is change. It's always changing. But we get ready now for the Map 2 Search and Destroy. This is somewhere when, we were looking through kind of the keys to victory, looking for some improvements for LAG. Faze, they've been winning. Drazah's just weirdly like not been great in Search. And does it surprise you a bit just with his history and how much time he puts into it?
I mean, I guess it surprises me a little bit.
Does it matter, though, when they're winning?
I mean, it doesn't, but I guess maybe you want him a little bit more comfortable on some of these maps. But I just think no matter what, if you look at this trio, whether it's RC, Slasher, someone's not going to get kills in Search and Destroy, right? Like, you're just going to have a couple of bad timings. You're going to have a couple of bad maps, and that's what happens in Search. But you're playing with this trio, there's just not enough kills on the map all the time in Search and Destroy. So it's just going to happen.
Yeah, I think the core is always going to be a threat in Search.
Yep.
They have been since day one. For LAG, though, I mean, how do you try to attack that? You're probably going up against a team that is better than you in Search and Destroy. How do you try to beat a team in that scenario?
Yeah, I think on one hand, one thing I was surprised about with LAG is sort of like the control has been the one mode that's kept them in a lot of these series, right? That high-rise control, that's how they were able to win it. With New York, you're extending that series. Maybe you think you can win that series.
We knew we weren't going to see that here, though.
I feel like their Search and Destroy should be a little bit better. We'll see. They had a couple of weeks off. Maybe if this is improved.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a big question mark for us, too. You have the weeks off. I know there was probably a stretch where there were probably week and a half of no scrims, nothing, right? Like everyone's visiting family, doing their thing. But then you get back in the lab, and it's like, okay.
Some teams might just go put that time in.
Sure, that's true.
I mean, maybe you have a couple of days off. Some teams may just be scrimming AMs. I mean,
I judge it all by how much time I get with Crowder on Warzone before he has to go to scrims. And when I get to play with him longer, I know he doesn't have scrims. That's
true.
That's how I judge it. Is Crowder available to be my friend or not? Or has he been in the lab with the boys? But Map 2. We are ready to hop into it. LAG looking to answer back. It's another tough loss. They've had a lot of them. They've had some tough matchups, but they've had so many close maps, so many close series. Looking to fight back here now in the Search and Destroy. On offense first, it will be Atlanta Faze, sending it out to mid-map. What do you guess? It's aBeZy looking to get into the action early, and there's the first blood from aBeZy.
I just like seeing the CDL operators. I mean, you got the camos, the operator.
Oh, it looks very sexy, Joe.
It does. I'm digging it. There's going to be that first blood. aBeZy's going to find the second. Estral with a nice trade, but bomb being planted at B right away.
You can get those in the store, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Sure. Simp with another. Last one up, Estral. Good luck with that gunfight. Not going to be able to take it. It's aBeZy with the opener. I think follows with the second as well. Pretty clean there from Faze in the opener.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times when we've been watching, throughout the league, Karachi Search, it feels like that first blood just really tells the tale. I mean, it doesn't always, because sometimes it's just traded right away, but the Karachi we've casted, it just starts the dominoes.
Yeah, it's like the non-traded first blood. Those ones, for sure. That's always something bothered me even early when I started casting Search. Like, such a difference between first bloods. You can have 6 of them, but they can all be very, very different. Just traded instantly, yeah. Not quite the same, but that was a clean one from aBeZy. Leads to a round win. You've got one man playing the island on the other side. That'll be Fame. Fame's going to maybe have a one-on-one with Simp on the other end of it, but
I think he's just over there throwing nades. I think you kind of saw the white arrows kind of going back and forth. They're not really sure where this push is quite yet. Now
playing that Røkkr roll, just maybe catch somebody.
Yeah, throw some nades, cause a rotation. Now Drazah from top satellite. He's going to have the info, but there is that first blood we just talked about, and now you have this bomb down.
Now Fame's probably going to have another fight on the other end of it with Cellium. Can they deal with Fame? They have to worry about him. They got to deal with Fame first. There's 2 players trying to find him right now. Not going to happen. Fame doing so well in this lurk role, playing the offsite, still dancing with death. Finally going to drop now a 2v3. 30 seconds to go to Faze to try and get this retake. It's Diamond Khan, who's been a hero for this squad so far. Does he have another one in the bag? Not gonna be the case. Drazah's gonna snap, and he's gonna put him down. Now 2 versus 2. 15 to go. Drazah back to full HP, and they are hunting. Time is dwindling. Another fight. It's Drazah popping with the pistol. Drazah will drop 1 versus 1. Not enough time. That'll do it. Assault able to stay up top 3. They'll win the round.
Yeah, you're hoping maybe Cellium is a bit closer so he can hop the bomb, because Assault's just... Drazah's weak from that gunfight. Assault's going to peek for half a second, puts a couple of bullets in him, and takes down Drazah. A heck of a retake attempt, but as you said, that round starts with Fame. He's going over to that bomb site, throwing a couple of nades, putting just some noise, some audio for the defensive side. Maybe this is a hit towards his bomb site, but he's just lurking.
Well, yes, so... sometimes this comes into how efficiently you can find that lurker. I mean, how much time is he going to waste? Even if he like doesn't get the second kill, but he wastes another 15 seconds, that might win the round for him. Like, it's such a different role compared to the other 3, like playing kind of that lurk. Because aBeZy's sort of the guy, like off on an island, as you see on the minimap, but he's just sort of sprinting forward. He doesn't really lurk. He's more like a sledgehammer.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm going to run down the middle of the map and just run at you. But as that has happened, we're quickly into a 1-on-2 for Fame. Going up against Drazah and Simp, and well, he's gonna catch you there. Great timing, you're a bad one. There is the first, can't find the second. They were stacking, unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, if he knows the second's that tight, I mean, maybe he can hit like a nasty slot and time it with like the pillar and do something nuts, but now you see it from Simp's POV, he didn't really have a shot, he was dead. I thought for a moment there was an opening, but no, the trade is there. They're grouped up.
You saw aBeZy. I mean, those nades over the top sort of stop that mid push, and he just finds the timing on the Estriel, crossing over to A, takes that first gunfight. But it was a good call by LAG. They had 3 players over towards B, just kind of waiting for that push, and they were in the right position. Just the numbers not on their side. Let's see, now LAG in a bit of a 2-2 split. Simp showing you some jump spots, just doing whatever he wants.
Hop out to the sky cam.
Well, this might be maybe awful timing for Simp. They were thinking this was a B hit with how slow this was and the info that he had, and now Fame is all the way through. Did Cellium, the way Cell is looking, maybe they heard that. They know something is up, and somehow Faze get 2 kills.
Well, Simp, the guy you marked at the beginning of this, he's the one that's going to open it up. Fame's is still trying to find maybe that opener. He gets one, but it's going to have to be a 1 versus 4 with 40 to go. Bomb down towards that A site. Good luck. Now, Fame has had some moments. He's 4 and 3. But you know the situation you're in right now if you're Faze. But they are split enough. At least he might be able to isolate Simp, but it seems like he's tracking back to the boys now. Make sure it gets traded. Simp just playing for the info. He's going to get gunned. Time, though, it's so short. You got 15 seconds, Joe.
Yeah, I think they knew exactly where Bomb was. Trying to throw a nade, just trying to find anything, a miracle, but not going to happen. They both chow. Faze win that round, and it's a bit of an odd one. I mean, you had timings kind of all over the place. It felt like Faze thought that the hit was over towards that B site, but you had 2 players low mail. Fame gets through, but then inside of red, the fights go the way of Faze. They're able to deal with it.
Faze continue to take the edge here. Now up to 3 and 1. Outside of the Fame first blood, I think it's pretty much been Faze rolling in that regard. 4 and 1 start from Cellium. aBeZy, he's been right up the gut. I mean, the 2 offensive rounds that he's had, he's found the first blood in both.
So right down the middle of the map again.
This time he's got a little help, a little different. Not kind of that ISO man, but he's still sending a yes, and almost a 3rd first blood. aBeZy then almost snaps onto his teammate. My guy's twisted.
Yeah, well, while that happens, LAG, they fly right through. They were hoping to isolate maybe that 1 player over towards A, but the reinforcements are here now to help out Estriel as aBeZy, the last player alive, and a nice round at LAG. I mean, you saw how just quick that push was. I love the trophy down, the utility for Faze. They're cutting off that player up top, Tim, trying to deal with the 1 player going towards mail or towards that bus, crossing to the bomb. But the reinforcements were there so fast for LAG.
Well, I did a good job, just so I forget who it was, the first player that kind of got chopped. Maybe just staying alive.
Stay alive, yeah.
Like, he's found that opener, back-to-back offensive rounds. He had the read, but you stayed alive, then you had the numbers. Great job there from Grills. That's a big round. You bring it within 2-3, you're within a round. Things were starting to spiral a little bit, maybe. FaZe looking to run away with the search and destroy. It's not going to be the case anymore. Fame leading the way of all players. He's got 7. Diamond, who's been, you know, the best player really for this Guerrillas team from a statistics standpoint. He's 1 in 5 right now in search, but we'll see if he can pick it up over the course of the upcoming rounds. Bomb in the hand of Guerrillas. They're working towards B. And once again, it's Fame, though. We'll keep an eye on that number 2. In that kind of lurk role in the offsite, he was able to find a pick onto Simp, I believe. Last time he does it again. So Fame this time takes out aBeZy. He's doing such a good job in this role. Just keeping them distracted, wasting time on the opposite side of the map. He will get traded out a little bit faster this time from Simp, so a very different round than we saw a couple rounds ago.
Yeah, the problem is while that was happening, yeah, he finds the first blood. The 2 players in Drazah and Cells, they waited. They had a stun inside a market that gave them the info. This is a B hit, but the bomb does get planted, so we're in a 3-on-3. And yeah, much quicker trade from Simp may be the key here. Yes,
because last time, you ran out of time, right? It came down to a 1v1, you didn't have time to make the play. Now maybe you do, if you're FaZe on the retake. But they are getting ready to go. Over to Estriel's POV we go. The flank's going to come in. It's going to be Drazah with the shots in. 3v2 now for FaZe. 20 to go. Looking for the angles assault. Diamond able to get one. He's going to get picked up. Just getting shot and tagged in the back. Not having the line of sight you need. Diamond still up, though. Time is dwindling. Beams there onto Simp. Last person's there for the trade, and the time was everything. That's why I said it. I was like, that might be the difference. And it literally was. If you had, what, 7 to 10 less seconds, you lose this round. But Simp able to get the trade more efficiently onto Fame. They had the time to work the 3v3. They get the round win.
Not even 7. If you had 2.7 seconds, you lose that round. But a heads-up play from FaZe, a nice 3-on-3 retake. I mean, Simp, you know, they push through market, find that first player, and has the heads-up to wrap back towards those stairs and know there's going to be a player top 3. And he's the one to first chow, that player on the bridge. Because if Cellium dies there, I don't know if Simp's going to have time to get on that bomb. So nice teamwork out of Atlanta Faze.
So the first 2 rounds they found success on was sort of aBeZy just up the gut by himself. The other 3 working towards B. That looks to be what they're going to get back to. He's just sitting out, trying to find the 1v1. He's found it. But he's just tucked behind me. He says, screw it, I'm sending it. He's going to die right after. But he'll fly in, he'll get his opening first blood.
Yeah, LG have sent 3 this way. You saw the trophies down, but he still got stunned. Probably pops midair. They know he's behind that cinder block. He's able to take him down. So you deal with the first fast B hit from FaZe. You have Fame into a good spot. I don't know if they know his position.
I mean, the round you won on defense, you kind of destroyed them. The 2 you lost, it was like kind of clean opener from aBeZy. This time you're at least able to trade it, so a little bit of a different look. Now it's just, can FaZe get this planted? What do they do around the bomb site? You've got all 3 grouped up here. You got a triangle around Fame currently. Catches one is Drazah. Staying up, recentering, snapping, feeds one over to Simp. Things falling apart now for Guerrillas. Estriel last up, 5th round, looking to be on the board for FaZe. Estriel just getting out with 64 HP. Nice win.
Simp has had some absurd chows. Just absurd chows in some of these rounds. But that round hurts because...
They're both in the 3-on-1. He's like, screw it.
Yeah, you are waiting. Fame is just waiting for a player to jump out of market and hop on the bomb. And waiting and waiting and waiting. And Drazah just drops out top 3. I thought maybe he would have heard him drop, but didn't feel like it. And then he just finds the timing on the player top satellite. And then as soon as that happens, Fame's like, I have to get this trade. Shoots, shows his position. That player hops out of market, gets that trade. I mean, it all relies on the Fame. Just everybody wait for me. But because that one player gets through and gets caught, he's got to show.
I mean, it's been working for him in some of these offensive rounds. It looks like they're kind of right back to it. Fame this time, they're not playing as close to A. He's playing more around mid-map. This time, not going to find the same success. Mid-map's aBeZy's area of the maps. He's 6-6, but he has had a big impact early in the rounds. You now have a 4v2. We're looking to close this one out here, Joe.
Yeah, Estriel and Diamond trying to try to do something, but you are just... Look at the positioning. You have Simp watching the pinch, the flank. They're going to go. They're all going to fly forward. Drazah having a much better map here. Finds the final 2 kills. Puts Atlanta Faze up 2-0.
Yeah, what he said, like that .55 in search. That's been, you know, when you're phasing, you've been arguably the best team in the league, and statistically, you know, it's usually you're putting up how good they are. It's tough sometimes to find the negatives. The one Maybe Drazah in Search and Destroy. Here, he's all smiles. Here he steps it up and has a big map. Pretty much in control throughout. There were some good looks and some chances from Guerrillas, but Faze the better search team.
Yeah, I mean, just much quicker there. I think the one thing that stands out is we take a look at the stats. Yeah, Drazah 11 and 5. That .55 not going to look as bad now.
The first bloods. I mean, aBeZy had 4, which we knew he had a ton, but you either got them from Fame in that lurk roll, or you didn't get them at all.
Yeah,
I mean that's it.
Yeah, he was playing well and putting himself in clutch positions, but just a little bit too fast was Atlanta Faze. You know, they made some heads-up plays, some nice reactions. You saw what LAG wanted to do. They were 3 stacking over towards B on defense, on offense, kind of waiting for Fame, but it was just red. And then some of those trades allowed Atlanta Faze to get those clutches.
Well, I think that's what's different between like hardpoint, search and destroy. You know, we talk about it like, you know, your pub hardpoint or even your ranked play hardpoint versus what these pros play. Well, it's tough to see sometimes how fast it is, how fast they make decisions, but the same can be said for search, and where you can like replicate, like hardpoint, you know, hardpoint's the same spot, you're playing sort of the same situations over and over again. Search is all these little like mini games kind of, and when you're a better search team, like they just make decisions so fast, where LAG might be like talking through stuff, figuring out how they want to play it, Faze just doing it.
Yeah, they're just getting info, and then they take some risks. You know, that's just the game plan. Take some risks. They knew aBeZy had, you know, in that last round. As soon as aBeZy gets that kill middle of the map on Fame, Simp just goes right all the way through that flank. And it's just a heads-up play. As soon as this happens, this is probably going to be the play call for that offensive team. Nice reads for them.
Is that one of the biggest like maybe separations in skill gap for search and destroy? Is just the quickness of those decisions?
Oh yeah, 100%. Right? Just what info do we have? Okay, this is probably the play.
Yeah,
and they just go.
All right, well, we're not going to break quite yet, just waiting to head there before we get ready for the control. But the control, I think one of the things that they were talking about is whether maybe you get a high rise, and that's where Guerrillas can maybe get the surprise. That's not going to be in. That's not going to be the case. We have back-to-back invasion where Faze have been good. This series, did it kind of come down to that map 1? Like, do you really just need to win that one if you were Guerrillas?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're going you haven't played this in a match. I mean, they've streamed a ton LAG, but yeah, I mean, you're on Faze's, again, comfort zone.
Okay, well, we get ready for the map 3. Before that, we're going to head to a quick break, but Faze in control. They clutch up. The clutching continues in the map 1. Simp continues to be incredible. aBeZy is fine in the first blood. You dominate in the search and destroy. Control, though, is where it's what's kept Guerrillas in some series, but do you have a shot to do it now here? We'll see if they can stand up and get the W after this quick break.
Don't miss out on all the action at the first Call of Duty League Major, hosted by the Boston Breach, this January 25th to the 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to callofdutyleague.com for more info. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Hello, beautiful and sexy viewers. We are back. Guerrillas versus Faze. Faze completely in control, up 2-0. Map 1 was a banger if you missed it. Definitely recommend watching if you maybe haven't seen Subbase and some of the changes over the holiday. Search, though, not really close. Now be ready for Invasion. We'll see if Guerrillas have what it takes here to maybe push this series deeper.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Faze, I think they're 1-1 on this, so they have a map loss on this. Where LAG, you haven't seen it yet for them. They've been hanging out on high rise.
It was what, Boston, that first series. Remember Simp tweeted out, like, I promise you we don't suck this bad on Invasion or something right after, if I remember correctly.
You're mine, dude. Just goes to some weird points.
I don't know, man.
What were we talking about last night? Football? You knew some guy from 2006?
Oh, I think I called someone D'Angelo Williams, but it wasn't D'Angelo Williams. Wasn't that the running back for the Panthers? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was like, sure.
Him and Jonathan Stewart, dude, they said, pissed me off, bro. That 50-50 split. If you're old, you might know what I'm talking about if you've done fantasy for like 20 years. All right, now, here we go. 3 through. For Faze in the early going. Diamond trying to stay up. Best of luck. aBeZy shuts it down with the MCW.
Yeah, and you saw kind of what, you know, we've seen this on Invasion. You know, the A point a little bit tougher to cap, so usually we see some success rate from the break off that time. They pretty much, what, go for a 4-for-1. Faze now locking them in.
Drazah on the Michael Bay film.
All the way in the back of these Humvees. Simp now locked them in at this tank as well, has the rival. A little bit of help coming in from aBeZy. And that's a problem. If you go over towards A and it's like a clean or pretty darn clean forward head, you can get put into a trap right away.
Yeah, it was relatively clean. All right, you go 4 for 1. Now Cellium watching your mid-alley cut.
You don't have trophies yet. I mean, you're just getting pummeled by grenades and stuns.
Ooh,
yeah.
Chow there from Cell, just headshots across the board again. Guerrillas cut up, back to respawn. They are in a vice currently, Joe, with 30 to go.
Yeah, you don't have anyone from Faze there quite yet. I imagine trophies. I mean, we just saw Cell throw one, so maybe you have one count. Yeah, saw one there towards Broken for LAG, so you can get onto the point for now. But you just hear it right away. Just all the stuns and the nades, they know there's one trophy. Once that's gone, we're going to try to start this push and get this break. And a nice job from Assault watching over his teammates. Takes down 2. 2 ticks about to be an eBeZy.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, it's pretty rare you keep them from getting a single point. As bad as it looks, typically the last-ditch effort seems to work towards B. You get that. Now, I mean, lives-wise, you're basically okay. You're down 3, not a big deal. It's just going to be the time. You've really got, with the setup for Faze, you got one push, because by the time you actually get through to actually apply pressure today, that might be it. So this is going to be very, very difficult to do if you are Guerrillas.
Yeah, a couple of pushes. You just fighting for map control. But every time there's a trade, that is a plus for Faze, but that's what you need. Get Estriel and Fame in some good position. Trying to just take control of this treehouse, P4, whatever your comms are at home. Now 40 seconds left, and again, they gotta work across the map over towards A.
I guess to be clear, when I say you got like one push, I'll say that like I mean you have like one chance on the actual objective. Like you're only gonna get there once, right? Like you're gonna have a bunch of like mini pushes to try and get across the map, but you may have one once you get to A, if you get to A, because you've got to win up through this B streak, which they're still trying to do. Cellium hits a hell of a stun. That probably hit 2, maybe 3 players. He lands that in their back pocket. There's no trophy there. Fame just in the blender early, 1 in 6, but you're not going to find a lot of success when you're trapped for the first minute and a half of this game. 5 seconds to go. Last person close is dead. Drazah with a double to close it out, and that's a pretty solid defense out of Faze.
Yeah, I mean,
they were never tested.
It's what we've really seen, right? They wasted so much time over at B for LAG. That is, you know, you have the advantage when they don't have trophies early. The nades are hitting, the stuns are hitting. You're going to take those pushes. Drazah was just hanging out. He was 4 and 2. And there's a couple of his kills towards the end. He was just locking down the A street, playing that one player at the Humvees.
Yeah, no, he was chilling. I think the most action he saw was the Humvees blowing up. honestly. And now let's see if FaZe can find success on offense. This is kind of a must-win round within this series. You got to win this if you're Guerrillas and you have any chance of fighting back and maybe pulling off the reverse lead. The O2 and O2 hole. Gonna border on impossible. Nade not gonna work. Trophy is there with the protection onto Assault, but in the zone right now it will be FaZe. Winning gunfights on the other side of the street will be Cellium, who's on A. So you've got pressure on both points. You split the defense here. You're gonna make a choice if you are Guerrilla, especially if Cellium continues to find kills. And Cellium's doing just that. We've watched this entire fight go down at B, but Cellium's been on an island on the other side of it, continuing just distract one or two players from this Guerrilla side. He's got another one-on-one. Cellium finally going to drop. It's Fame that's able to, sorry, DiamondCon that's able to take him out, but it's a great opener. FaZe looking to put this series away. Let's go to a listen in right now with Atlanta Faze.
Yeah, he's fine. Dashy, Fame. I'm coming.
Hey, I need to take long.
Tank too. I got a fire.
I still have fingers.
He's from me.
He stands up, I have to
Yeah, run
DVD, mid tank.
Core, down, come on, shot. Oh my god.
Mid tank.
Mid-tank.
Oh, he's back. Fire car.
Hey, cross. Ready, bro.
Also weak, I'm leaving that guy.
I'm looking V-Dot.
I have our side, bench. I have our side.
Hey, I have Ruby today.
What's deep?
V-Dot.
Assault deep,
I'm dead. We gotta take, yeah.
Another one on A.
Hey, should we go B?
Yo, I'm mid-tank. He's DVD assault. He's found B assault.
Their side, eh?
Yeah, I'm taking assault, I guess.
He's to R4.
Leave me at.
I'm
Tank dead.
Shakers.
Oh, fire truck.
Trying to help you,
Oh
man.
my god, it's
I'm Ruby.
Shoot.
Nice, I'm trying to help him on.
Yeah,
Might be B. Make sure we cap this. Make sure we cap
I
this.
have
Sorry, maybe?
I have shake bush.
Like that. Look at dark.
Yeah, I'm stacking it.
I'm gonna push it out for you,
Game
Luki.
Go for it.
Small one shot. He's going cabin one shot, Asher.
I'm going up P4.
I don't see Mason D.
Yo, beat
He was
him laying
cap,
down.
he was cap.
Beat him laying down.
Small weak.
Chris, I'll be straight.
Hard Mason D.
Yeah, back to, yeah, beat on. He went to DVD.
I don't think bridge. Yeah, our bridge is shield.
One's left. I'm down.
Hey, I'm cutting mid.
Yeah,
Ace and D.
ASD. Yeah, nice.
I'm playing straight.
P4 soul out of the play.
Play another way.
He ran top P4. He ran top P4.
Rugs, that's real weak. And then we take Fame.
I'm not sure if I'm getting old, but I swear to God, Joe, sometimes when Cellium talks, all I hear is yeah, fun.
I think you are just getting old. But maybe a bit of both. But he is 14-7. I think he's just fired up because he's had some ridiculous plays. You talked about it right before that, listed it. He basically got that taken A by himself. But you can see if FaZe starting to work towards A, they're trying to work these trophies.
Second bit of progress is there. Pressure to Guerrillas to break. They're able to do it. Fame's able to go through and get both players, but you've done a lot of damage. I mean, you're definitely in the lead here if you're talking about a round 5 defense, but can you actually win the round if you're FaZe? One final shot, 20 seconds to go. On Drazah's POV, he is lurking, he is tagged up, he's getting away with his life. Now the opener mid-map from aBeZy. You have a 4-on-3 here for a second. Here we go. Player spawns up for Guerrillas. 4-on-4 towards the point. They're holding so far. 5 to go. Fame going big. It's clean to close it out there from Guerrillas. You stay alive within the round.
Yeah, it's nice timing from Fame. He just kind of jumps that corner to get that advantage in the gunfight. Big defensive hold, as you said. You lose that one, the series is probably done.
Yeah, more than likely, yeah.
Yeah, Salt, he's continued to have a good map up to 14-8, but you saw some crazy shots from FaZe throughout that listening. I think Simp had a nuts one. Cellium was getting pretty fired up. A couple opportunities for them, and Fame, you said he got that one kill, but like, he's been struggling. He was 1-11 at one point, so 4 in a row to lock down A.
Didn't realize that at the moment. That I was gassing his only kills he's got in the map.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, the only 0-2 comeback I think of is like that Black Ops 4 like FaZe Thieves one, which is one of the craziest series of all time. But you don't typically come back from 0-2 down. So you're able to at least make a 1-1 here in the map 3. Now, can you have a better offense? Because last time I don't know, it just looks frustrating when it's one of those. Like, it was just always kind of comfortable for FaZe. There weren't many openings or playmaking ability, like chances for Guerrillas. You were just locked up for the most part.
Well, I'll tell you what, the first 20 seconds, they're back to being locked up. They don't win the break, and FaZe put them kind of in that blender again. You have one player, Ali, watching that cross player broken, but they deal with those two players. They get streak control. Most importantly, a trophy is down as they stack this B point. Got it. When you were doing that voice, I don't know what like cartoon or movie it was, but it's like 2 kids, and that's just the way they speak. Like, I don't know, but someone will remember.
Yeah, no, now that you say that, yeah, I think, oh God, that's gonna bother me forever. Thank you, Joe. Second bit of progress down in point done now for Guerrillas. So much better. Drazah, I know he's 9 and 10, but he's hit some really clean beams. Like, listen in that the one gunfight he had, I think he had like a wallbang onto Astro, but like the shots were absurd.
And he goes on a flank, so now you can kind of see arrows 6 and 7, aBeZy and Simp. They're just making sure nobody gets up that Humvee street up towards A, because he's the one player who, you know, he was locking that down, making sure nobody rotated over to A. But he goes on that flank. That position is open. So we go right back to this setup for Atlanta Faze. 90 seconds. They're up 6 lives. Things are looking comfortable here.
Dude, something.
Not seeing heads.
It's not seeing heads, right? Okay, I'm not crazy, right? I was just about to say, like, I swear to God, like, heads are disappearing, or it's just the silhouette.
I think it's the silhouette.
It's just the X-ray, or is it just how that
they
skin
have, like,
looks?
their hoods up in this. Like,
Yeah, it makes them look headless.
yeah, no.
Oh, dude, I almost said like 10 times earlier. I'm like, am I going crazy?
No, I saw that multiple times on Karachi.
Okay, okay. It just stood out, but we both kind of just like looked at each other at the same moment. It's trippy. aBeZy staying up. 34 HP left in it. 50 seconds to go. The lives advantage significant to Faze. May not matter because more than likely it'll be the time, but you've got a big edge in that spot. The kills continue to flow here for Faze. aBeZy just sending it right up the gut. One spawn's like right in front of him and he'll drop, but there's just been no openings for Guerrillas. None. I mean, you haven't even, you don't know what it smells like. And it's something, it's got a very strong scent, like a fresh baked apple pie. The wind's blowing, it's going down the street. You're so far away, you still haven't smelled it, Joe.
That's tough.
Yeah.
He doesn't love a fresh baked apple pie.
Ugh.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of the holidays, I had a bunch of that, but yeah, no, they haven't been near zone A or near zone apple pie at all.
Yeah, they have been locked up, but you see some crazy swings that can happen on this map. Is there a chance maybe for another one for Guerrillas? Or can Faze put it away here in the offense? They were, what, a tick away from doing it last time through. They found some success pretty early and often in that, but it was some clutch kills from, well, it was like the only kills from Fame. It was like 4 of his
See how they
5
have their
game
hoods,
clutch
dude? So the hoods are like up a little bit?
That's just what it is, yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like the silhouette's like there's no head.
100%. I thought it was like a bug or something, but you're right. I think it's just the hood.
Reminds me of like the, I forget what, I think it was like the Sentinel in Infinite Warfare that turned into a dog.
I was thinking like Sleepy Hollow, that movie with Johnny Depp, dude, the Headless Horseman, bro. That's what I was thinking about, yeah.
That works.
It's a Tim Burton classic, bro. One trying to hit through on the cut. Simp just able to get away. And Estria will re-engage. Assault once again his spot up top. They'll be able to clear him out. And that's one of the
Simp's
first.
just like, sorry, I'm turned.
Well, aBeZy almost did it to him, I think, in the S&D. Yeah. He snapped right onto him. The tiny tears for a reason.
Yeah, aBeZy was obviously very weak. Just took one bullet. He gets taken down, but no progress made to be so far. So LAG, a strong defense, but yeah, positioning here if you are Simp. Just playing his life allows his teammates to get on towards B. One player is still, what, over towards red. That's going to be Diamond John. Just waiting for teammates to off his spawn, but they got to deal with Simp, who is just lurking.
It's like not getting Nations, just taking his time, finding openings there. The slide cancel and Chow not going to work that Diamond up on the heady. He'll shut it down. You still have so much time to go. Minute 40. Lives pretty equal. Now we set up the first approach. If you are Faze, they've got a second one there. Maybe it makes this push a little bit easier because you still have to worry about Fame just kind of spawning you out deeper, having eyes on the cross. But Drazah sending it forward for now, and he'll win his one.
Yeah, what's different between the two offenses, right? You've just never gotten up to B Street, never gotten, you know, deli control, cafe control if you were LAG, where you can see for Faze, they've gotten that, and it kind of pitting them back gas. The one player who was pushed out is Fame, still Humvees.
No, I mean, Guerrillas, their POV on offense looked like they've still been fighting for B the entire round. Yeah. Honestly, that's what it's been. They've captured it, but it's looked like they're still fighting for it. But getting through all the way on the backside of the spawn will be Simp. He's gotten a kill, taking out trophies, and now things starting to open up. You've got 1 and 2, you can see all the way bottom side on the map. Gonna be between 2 Faze players. Well, another one-on-one there for Simp, running out of ammo, and he loses it. That might have been big for Faze with a chance to take this offense if Simp can continue to stay up, but finally you get the clearance here on the bridge side.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's 25 seconds left, so they're gonna have to go.
Took a little while, yeah.
We have nobody really back gas. Everyone kind of middle of the map. Cellium just trying to find anyone, but nice kills from Diamond and Assault. 15 seconds left. The good thing for FaZe, they have tick advantage. They will have defense in round 5.
A much better defense, too, from Guerrillas. I mean, there were a couple openings maybe in Simp getting through, but not really. Not really any threat to the objective like you saw in the last round. You tighten things up a bit there if you're Guerrillas.
I'm just paying attention out of the X-ray characters. Like, honestly, I don't know if their heads might just be disappearing. As much as the Codcaster thing.
I thought it was like Codcaster bugging, like the heads weren't there at first. But then you said the hood thing. I was like, that makes sense, Joe. You're smart, but
I don't know. I'm like staring at them now, dude. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure this out.
I was thinking about the whole first 2 maps too. I shouldn't say anything. Oh,
We're insane. Sorry.
yeah, we are special. That's why some of you love us and
Some of you hate us.
some of you hate us. But yeah, we're still gonna be here. So tough for you.
Hope you had a great holidays.
Yeah, Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! Oh, round 5.
Try to go A early in round number 1, but not this time. Just going to go over towards B, try to get as much progress as they can. Diamond just kind of lurking. You see FaZe is just like a little bit worrisome that someone's still over here. And there, he's going to get that kill, and that's right on to A, so maybe a chance here.
Here we go. Here we go.
We saw Cellium do this. Maybe if you even just get 1 tip of what this is going to do, it's going to force a couple of players off spawn for FaZe to go to A.
And this is what I was saying earlier. Like, just as magical happens sometimes in this map. Like, you will get no success on offense whatsoever for 2 rounds. Literally locked up. Then round 5, it's like, oh, I go, okay, let's have the whole game change.
Yeah, no, it's round 5s, round 11s.
Yep.
And goes out the window.
Something happens, bro.
The only bad thing for them is Cellium wins the one-on-one towards that A zone, and you don't get a tick done. So
You smelled the apple pie, though, Joe.
That's
You
a good
maybe
point.
took a bite, too.
Maybe you took a bite. Maybe they gave you 1 little nibble.
Now can you get the whole pie? As they look to fight towards A. Tons of time.
We have a lot of map positioning here, but Drazah spawns in a deal with Assault. But here is that opening. Diamond.
No, they're headless, bro.
Yeah,
They're
no.
headless. They're headless. Yeah, God did not have a head. I'm 100% certain that man had his head shut off, but also didn't have a head before it was shut off.
And now you have a 4 dead. 2 come off spawn. Drazah and Simp. We have figured it out. So many questions. Now we have the answers.
LAG. Progress is there. First tick done. The kills continue to flow. They're locking him up. A chance to get this series to go deeper. FaZe just getting locked down. Second tick done. Surging on forward. Fang with the tags in. A second to go. The contest is in, and that is maybe enough as Drazah in the pistol. Clutch up in the biggest of moments here in the map 3, and they survive by the hair of their chinny chin chins.
Yeah, Drazah's got some on his chin. He's got some hairs, but the problem is now you have 12 lives per minute. You have to slow this down, and with how successful they were off the start, LAG, you've minute 40 to work with, now down to 1:20, but really you're trying to play a little bit of TDM with this map pressure.
And it's just crazy because, like, you feel so good about LG's chances because it looks so good in this round, but I mean, how many times they've been locked up for multiple minutes in this same spot? So as good as it looks, a minute is not a lot of time, and you're still maybe relying on a miracle because FaZe now, the pressure subsided, the panic is gone, you've gotten back to your spots.
And I don't know if it'll matter, but they didn't deal with the progress at A, but maybe they're just not worried about it. Said, screw it, we have to lock them in before they even get there anyway.
I think they're thinking about what you're thinking about, Joe, because there's the clearance.
Okay, they got on it, all right.
Or they can hear us, I don't know. But aBeZy will clear the point, so it may matter. More than likely not with the way the minimap's looking currently, but these are the big moments. Almost a big play there from Fame to clear Cell, because you know how Cell can be one of those annoying kills on the map, and they're still trying to deal with him. Next got the haymaker, laying him out. Cell puts Assault in a body bag, and now Guerrillas are in trouble. 15 to go. A street clear. They nibbled the pie. Not looking like they're hitting the whole pie, Joe.
Still maybe 1 chance. You have 1 player pushed up. You're relying on Fame to try and get there. Cell's gonna hit the wall bang. Cell's gonna lock down the street. Atlanta Faze clutch up in round 5. LAG almost get us to a map number 4. They're gonna be frustrated. You can see their reactions. Just, I mean, we're watching the crosses. It felt like you had everything. I'm just happy you and I figured out that heads aren't showing up.
There's something going on with heads. It had me tweaking. But it's a 3-0 for Faze. And this, listen,